the last troop of German soldiers left at 3 in the morning and asked my mother, she said they told her she could come with them and with my sister and my brother, but only a purse. Well, she was thinking that my dad might come, so didn't decide not to go, because they blew up the airport, with all that noise. And so then they left, all the soldiers left, and we stayed behind, and then we never slept. And at 5 o'clock, we saw the first Russians by the barn or where the animals being housed. They were people who worked for the family. They were cleaning out, and it was the Misthaufen, we call that Misthaufen, where they clean out the animals and that gets thrown out in a pile outside. Mm-hmm. And I remember looking through the window and I see these Russians slapping these people. They're hitting them, they're slapping them. And I thought, why are they doing this? I don't know why they're doing this. Now I'm thinking they slapped me because they were working for the Germans. So then they came into the house. Oh my gosh, that was really scary. They really got the door, knocked in the door, with the back of their gun, and broke it in. And then our room was right there when you came in. And basically they came in the back way, because we were facing the ocean and the Baltic Sea and where the kitchen was for the cooking animals and where you did your washing. And so they come, the first door was our room. They came in and first thing they asked for watches, and then jewelry. So my mother gave her watch. And then they were drunk. 3 Russians were totally drunk. And they sat down on the bed and wrapped themselves in the bed. They were dirty, all the, food like down on their bottom and, not shaven, and which is normal, when they fight for all these days. And smelled bad, but they smelled so much of liquor, it was not funny. And they fell asleep there, and we were scared to death. We're in this room. We cannot leave out of this room. We don't know. On that bed, all 3 of them.
That was your first contact?
That was the first contact. We did not know what to do. We just stayed there. We had nowhere to go. The house was full of Russians. We didn't know where. We couldn't leave the room.
At least your Russians were passed out.
Yeah, they were passed out in the bed.
You didn't want to leave the room because someone else, you would draw attention to yourself.
Well, exactly, because we were afraid unless they let us out, So then they woke up and they wrapped the feather bed around him and walked out. All 3 of them walked out. I remember my mother had sewn in some jewelry and some kind of velvet. She had it done already way before, and it was under the dresser, under the foot of the dresser somehow. Well, later on we lost everything. Everything was taken from me. And then later on, I think in the afternoon, this was 5 o'clock in the morning. So you had the whole day, and then later in the afternoon, somebody came with the big butcher knife and got my mother out. And we thought, that's it. Now they're going to butcher her. Because we heard all those stories.
That day?
Yeah, that same day. And she didn't come back for hours. Well, up to this day, we don't know if she got raped or what, but she said that she had to cook, make breakfast, for the officer. Oh, that was so scary. We were just shaking. I was shaking on my body. And, you think so, I think we didn't support each other. Here was my brother in the room too, and my younger sister. I guess everybody was just so in for themselves to think the fear that I don't even remember that we talked. I think we were just silent.
I wonder if it's like the shock of the situation and...
Yes, I think that's true. That's a good point. I think that's what it is.